Questions. We have tons of them. What if some of those questions can be answered with a simple email? Now is that time, and welcome to Chat with Charlie. Host Stephanie Lynn is a certified spiritual life coach and psychic medium. She will work together with Spirit to answer both your submitted and live questions. Not only will Stephanie be providing you with insight, but also interviews with amazing guests. Now, your host of Chat with Charlie, Stephanie Lynn.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chat with Charlie here on WLTK-DB Let's Talk Radio. I am so excited to be back. As most of you know, I took a brief break to enjoy some of my summer, and I'm back new night and time. So I'm so excited that you all have tuned in and found me here. And I'm also really excited about, hi, Keith, excited about today's guest. If you tune into Michael Christopher, or maybe you are just familiar with this guest, you can find her all over the place. Her energy is just amazing. She is fantastic. She is an evidential psychic medium healer. And what I really like about our guest, outside of her personality, outside of the energy that she brings, is, hi, Jess, thanks for tuning in. Hi, Michael, is that she really advocates empowerment, right? Empowerment of herself. She holds that space for her clients, for her people. And so please help me welcome from Transcend with Debbie, Debbie Romero. Hello.
Hi, lovely. Thank you so much for the introduction.
I'm so excited to have you here. I really am, because I'm so grateful. I love your energy. Like, it's a party. When you pop in, it's just your energy. It's like a party.
Oh, thank you. That is so kind of you. I really do like to have fun. I enjoy what I do. So, Spirit's always happy. I'm happy. That's how we do it. We rock it. Yes.
I love it. I love it. So before we get into all of our deep conversation that I know Spirit's going to lead us down, can you tell everybody a little bit about you, about your background?
Okay. Well, one, thank you. I am an evidential medium. I know that for those who don't know what that means, it's I am the conduit, the vessel for Spirit. I just simply allow Spirit to come into my awareness, to be the voice for them to share their story in the way that they want to, right? The beauty of evidential medium is that we hold space and the link for the frequency and vibration to come forward in the way that all of us need it. So when we talk about the healing that comes with that, there's a frequency and vibration and sound that flows that can come to us from that spirit realm. And we just simply hold that link so Spirit can do their magic.
Right. I love that. I love how you talk to, and I talk to a lot of psychic mediums and evidential mediums, and I love how every one of us, when we're talking about ourselves, Spirit gives us different aspects that we really focus on. And I can see that in your description of what you do, and how Spirit is ever so in the forefront for you and what you do.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And, it becomes a way of living for many of us. For me, I really do embody that vibration, that frequency, and I really do welcome the presence to be present with me. So everyone works differently. We all have a lifestyle and how we work. It is important to be present, and so I stay as present as I can, but I definitely enjoy the journey.
I love that. And the journey, I love how you bring that up, because it is so different for all of us. It's so based on our own perceptions and the things that we go through. Did you always know that you were a psychic medium? How did you come to this on your journey?
Good question, Stephanie. Thank you. I think for me as a little girl, you can always say, family will say, she was always this way, right? So we are always this way. We always have that little moment of, oh, that's what happened, or oh, that's what was happening. That's what was going down. But for me, my journey really unraveled for self-care. Really
I love
did.
that.
I really took the moments and opportunities to understand thyself.
Right.
And it's not an easy journey. So it is one that has its ups and downs and roller
Yes.
coasters. And we're trying to understand what is my energy, what's not my energy, and going
Right.
into the whole process of learning to love yourself and
Yeah.
learning to embrace what's coming up in the forefront. And as I got to do that, um, the mediumship just continued to grow with me and develop more
Right.
as I continue to sit in that power.
And I like how, and it was something that took me, and still, there are still times I struggle with it, is realizing when energy isn't our own, when emotions aren't our own.
Mm.
How do you tell people? Because, I mean, I don't think a lot of people even realize that they might be empathic or that they might be being influenced by other energies. How do you help people recognize that?
Thank you. The first thing is really important is, and I wish I would have learned this earlier on, as you say, it is something that we definitely experience, is to sit with yourself. Really give yourself an opportunity to feel in your energy. What is your emotions like? What has happened to you physically? You really go back to that time of like elementary. We go to the physical, the mental, the emotional. Like we're really giving a scan of where you are and what your own personal energy is like, and sit with that. After you do that, then you invite spirit in, and you can invite spirit to come closer, so you can recognize the difference between your own higher self, your own spirit self, versus when spirit comes in, you can feel the shift of energy and how it
Right.
feels within your auric field. So developing the link between your own self first, and allowing your own intuition to lead you and still stay
Right.
empowered with yourself, and then allowing spirit to come in to assist.
I
So
like that. I love that. Spirit to assist. I love
mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And I do want to apologize if anybody's picking up on some of the background noise going on. We have some bathroom repairs going on right now that, I laugh, and we were talking backstage about this, and there was a comment, us being psychic and things we pick up on, and my husband's like, I can get it done in 5 minutes. No, no, things are going wrong. Things are going wrong. So I do apologize as
It's
there
all
may be
good.
some traffic and background noises going on.
It's all good.
So one thing that you have on your webpage, and I'll be sharing all those links for everybody so you know where to find Debbie because she's fantastic. You talk about focusing on that soul to soul connection.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what does that mean to you? Like I was just so taken in by that. I love that. The soul to soul connection.
Mm-hmm. There's such a beauty in the work that we do, and oftentimes we don't realize there's a sacredness
Yes.
to holding space for the message. And a lot of times we get others that come to us in such a vulnerable place, and
Yes.
you're being able to be vulnerable enough to share your vulnerabilities with
Mhm.
with each other. There's a rapport and a development of getting to know one another. And
Absolutely.
that soul holds a lot of personal information on a person. And
Right.
so when we're holding that link, or we're just in a rapport of conversation, there's a blend that comes
Yes.
together where you're allowing your energy and that person's energy to intertwine in a way that is upliftment with inspiration, and and giving that person an opportunity to see things in different ways.
Right.
So you're really going into that soul to
I
soul
love that.
blend. So it's so
Yes.
personal.
It is. And it's I love that you honor that and that you really take time to acknowledge that, because sometimes I think in readings that as mediums we can sometimes forget where
Yeah.
we are connecting, and in that forgetting and rushing through and doing the reading, I think so much is lost. So I appreciate that you honor that.
Yeah. Stephanie, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't take away from the read or the work that's done, because we oftentimes can go very quickly. A person that's coming, or a spirit that's connecting, knows that it's very rare that they're going to meet a medium to get the story told. And
Right.
so moments of like, okay, you got 2 seconds, I have this moment, this girl's here, let me share my story, how can I get that out in 2 seconds? there's still a vibration and healing component that comes to it. But as the person that is holding the space, yes, it's important that we recognize that there is that love
Right.
and healing that is coming through.
I love that. And you're
Mhm.
right. It does. There are times where it just, it comes in so quickly, so many different
Mhm.
layers as we're trying to decipher through that. One
Mhm.
thing I thought of when you were talking about that vulnerability, I was driving with a colleague this weekend and we got into a conversation of, how we choose certain things that happen to us in this lifetime, and why would we ever choose these traumas or some of these
Mm.
experiences. And as we were talking about it, I had said, well, I don't know, like I've often asked myself, why did you choose this trauma? Like, why would you be like, hey, yeah, let's sign that up? And I said, joking, I'm like, maybe it's a misrepresentation on the other side where they're like, it won't be that bad, it'll be okay. Like, why would we say yes? But to me, I look at those traumas and then I look at where I advocate and where I focus. And had I not gone through those traumas,
Mhm.
would I truly be an advocate there? How do you feel about that and the things that you have gone through in your life and
Mhm.
overcome on your journey? Do you find
Mhm.
that those are areas where you really connect and advocate for your clients?
Most definitely. Spirit will use our wheelhouse, which is our life experiences, in the way that's
Right.
going to benefit both. We're also receiving the healing just as much as the person that we're holding space for.
Yes.
And spirit will know, hey, this girl understands my story. I know I can come to her because she'll understand it.
Yeah.
So there's always a theme. If
Right.
you ever if
Yes.
you ever look, there's always a theme based on the what's being brought forward. And so for me, I definitely hold space for many different themes based on my own little
Yes.
experiences.
Yes. I love that. I love that. How would you say, because one of the things you really advocate is doing this through love and compassion and advocating for that healing.
Hmm.
And a lot of times people are like onions, right? We kind of got to
Hmm.
work at those layers, and sometimes it can be the same way with spirit coming in for a message. How do you feel that you really bring in that love and compassion when connecting, to a communicator to give a message?
I think immediately it's just getting to that frequency and the vibration to come in the way that their spirit needs it, right?
Right,
So a
right.
lot of times, if you're holding the link, the energy will come and the presence will be felt.
Yeah,
That's enough to hold the energy for the person to move the structures that are around our layers. You
right,
see, we hold energy within our electromagnetic field, and as the frequency touches that, it changes it, and the form changes, which gives us permission to feel a little bit lighter, to shift a little bit
right,
differently. And so really a lot doesn't have to be done other than a simple hello or a smile. There hasn't have to
right,
be such a great deal of effort on our end. Just let
right.
spirit do the work.
I love that. I love
Mhm.
that. What, if anything, because you also talk about being an evidential medium, but then also being a paranormal investigator.
Ooh, uh-huh.
Ooh, how does that, tie in for you? How did you come into wanting to look at the paranormal and bringing that into your field?
To be very honest, I was asked, we as in early in our journey, we are always doing clearings in the homes, and
Right.
I'm a Reiki practitioner, so I would go and do
Yes.
energy work around, for Reiki. Um, But when it came to paranormal, I was asked, hey, Deb, you want to come work with us? Or like, not even work, like, girl, come over. We got some things to do. And I was like, sure, let's go. I'm an easygoing person. I
I
always
love
like to
it.
try new things. So I think that, just being willing to just say what's up. And that was how things unfolded for me.
What would you say is your most memorable experience working in the paranormal?
Wow. I'm going to say the most is where I kind of go into a deeper trance and channel, and I really bring the presence forward and their essence. I think it's
I love
important.
that.
I just did a scene or a documentary scene not too long ago, and the ironic beauty of it all, it was like it was like the scene couldn't be painted in it's like you made it up, like if I made it up and spirit had it
Right.
ready, right?
Right.
So there was a piano right in front of me and I'm walking right into it, and the young lady started to come very close. And from my perception, I can literally see her like going back to Titanic days and saying, let me just sit
Wow.
down late, honey. Like, let's have a
Right.
chat. And I go into that trance state of bringing her essence forward. But what was so beautiful, I don't know what's on the cameras, but if they can
Right.
capture her face that comes through, like, how awesome would that
Yes.
be, right?
Right.
So to
Right.
show evidential proof with the
Yes.
scientific things that are made that can show,
I love
hey, this validates
Right.
the
Right.
story. That to me just leaves me in awe every time.
Yes, I agree. I like, for me, because so much of what we do, I feel like, goes on up here, and how can we prove, other than people correlating what we're saying to, their own experiences, but when you can back that up with the scientific proof.
Yeah.
I love that. So I do.
Yeah.
I really like that. Keith says
Yeah.
it chills down the back. Yeah. I
Aw,
think
hi,
that's
Keith.
awesome.
Yeah, it's very true. And this guy was like going down, because I don't know the history of the property, but he's like going through the names. And when my names pop up, he's like, yeah, there's a name. This name
I
goes.
love,
And I'm like, yeah, let's
I
go.
know. Right. I do the same thing. I'm like, yes, no straight jacket for me today.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it can get very intense because you
Yes.
don't know what, this is the even the more challenging, what era are you touching in? Because the
Right.
home has so many timelines and different
Yes.
history within it. So it's like they want information, but which one is spirit going to show you?
Absolutely. And I love that you bring that up, because so many people, like, when I'm talking to, and I still worry, when you sit down and you're like, oh, I don't want to get it wrong, or when you're on an investigation and it's like that ego that kicks in,
That
where
pressure.
you yes. But that's just exactly what I tell people is, yeah, they might be asking you for this incident, but spirit showing you this. That doesn't mean you're
Yeah.
wrong. It's
Exactly.
interpretation or what they're showing. And Michael says he loves his straitjacket.
Yeah, I bet you do, Michael.
I
bet you do.
Oh my goodness. So how long have you been working in this field? I know you do lots of lives, but how long have you been out of the metaphysical closet?
Wow. So, again, we'll go back to as a young girl. So I've always been this way since I was, really young. I will say that I never shied away from who I was since I was in my teenage years.
Right.
Physically, really studying was in my 20s. Took a break, did the mommy thing and,
Right.
the work thing. And I still
Yes.
do that. But this is my forefront here, my
Right.
heart. This is my baby. My
I
transcend
love
is
it.
my
Yes,
baby.
I love it.
So I would say really gun-ho, like let's say nonstop every day, spirit every day, over 14 years.
That's awesome. I love it. And, it's when we can get to that point where we can move into that trust and fully move into working with spirit, I think it's so beautiful. And I don't know about you, but for me, it touches a level of wholeness or completion where I feel like I'm finally within that purpose. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it makes you happy.
Yeah. I love that. So, but we are going to get ready. We're going to take a station break in just a second. I know time is flying. It's so much fun.
Where did that happen?
I know. When did that happen? But come back. Pop in your questions. Debbie is here. If any questions about your own abilities, questions, maybe you want insight on something, Debbie is willing to offer you insight today, answer some of your questions. So get involved, shoot us some messages, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Thank you.
everybody. Welcome back to Chat with Charlie here on WLTK-DB Let's Talk Radio. And we are back on our new night and time with the amazing Debbie Romero from Transcend with Debbie. I've just really enjoyed learning more about you and the, I guess, that space that you hold in working with spirit. And I really enjoyed that conversation. So if you guys are just tuning in, I hope you'll pop back in, catch the beginning of the show. Debbie had so many wonderful things to share. And now we're here to answer your questions, right?
Yeah.
What do you want insight on? What do you want to know? Keith has a question. Do you do a spirit online circle? Do you have a group?
No, but Keith, thank you for asking. Actually, September is my comeback month from taking August a little slow, a little downtime. But I am actually I'm guided to offer a 1-month circle on a weekend where everyone can start to practice online platform live. But live, because we need, a lot of circles are out there, but to step into that confidence and to go live and be like,
I mean, it makes me panic. Like when you say that, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Oh, yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
So yes, Keith, we got you.
Yes.
You could do it, Stephanie. You're on your own radio show.
I'll jump in. Keep us posted because that would be so much fun. That'd be so much fun. But yeah, I get it. We were just talking earlier today. I was talking with somebody and even when you get out here, and having somebody to push you a little bit farther beyond your comfort levels, it's okay. A lot of us want to sit where we're comfortable, but we don't grow. We don't grow that way. So I like that. I think that's really a good push. Facebook user, let us know who you are before we jump to your do it, Steph. I know, Michael, you're always the devil's advocate.
Do it. Do it. Go, Steph.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Karen says she loves my time on Transcend. Debbie is such an inspiration. So
she's my Scotland girl. That's what's up.
I love it. So while we're waiting for some questions to come in from viewers, so make sure you're popping those in. We will watch for them. What would you say is your biggest precursor or reason for wanting to continue to work with spirit? Because there's lots of people who have abilities but don't, they don't take them to the levels that you do or that I have or other people have. What made you feel like that was the route to go?
I've seen a lot of people suffer. What I mean by suffering is trying to understand the energy, to understand what is that they're processing. A lot of times one can feel very stuck or stagnant in the energy where there could be that doom, gloom kind of a sensation feeling. And, to really bring in that deeper awareness of understanding, it takes a very special person to hold that link for that energy. And that just came out. So I'm not trying to say that I'm this special person. However, I have seen a lot of people get really hurt and not understanding or having the knowledge with what we do and how spirit comes in. And so for me, it's about education. It's about learning and loving thyself and growing into a development that's going to be taking you to that happy place to say, I could be okay where I'm at now today.
I love that. Thank you. I love that mindset. I love, that growth mindset, whether it's in everyday life or working with spirit, but just that we're moving forward and trying to support each other to be our best selves.
Yeah.
So Mary asks, do any loved ones come forward for me or insight on my future career?
Okay. Do you want me to go in or do you want to chime in?
Okay,
let's go. Okay, so Mary, immediately to my awareness, I just feel a lot of grief. So for you, my love, there is definitely a heartache here. They're showing me that it's been very difficult for you to express yourself, and then also getting taken to the mind and to the thoughts. I do have a gentleman that's stepping forward. This will be a gentleman who is very much like a father. I do hear the name Steve, so I'm not sure if you understand by the name of Steve, but I have to give you the name Steve as well. I know as this person comes closer, this person makes me feel that at some point in their journey, he was definitely laying down, whether he'd be on a couch or just having a hard time getting up, because that's the sense I'm getting to my awareness. That's the impression that's coming forward. As I come closer to you, it's about you being able to stand up and go forward and still continue to grow, because I feel you're very in tune, you're very sensitive, and you know when things are not feeling a certain type of way is what I'm getting. So you're just like us. And so I want to give you the word trust as this person comes closer, because I feel like you're going through some things where you're reassuring this person, but I also want to come and reassure you is what I'm getting for you at this moment, Mary. When this person comes closer, I feel at some point I would have dressed really nice, because I'm all of a sudden being put in my awareness of some type of suit, like a tie and a suit is what I'm getting. I feel like this person would have had two that shows me, one to my awareness of a cream suit and a like navy blue gray kind of suit as well. I don't know with Steve. That's okay. We'll see where this Steve comes in. But would you understand who this gentleman is so we can get verification? And I'll unfold the Steve part for you. Don't worry. And I feel like you have your dad's dad is what I'm getting. I'm thinking that's okay. Yeah. Do you know your dad's dad? Because I'm just getting that to my awareness at this moment. And I have to talk about this person laying down and this person resting, but I'm not in a bed, I'm on the couch. So I definitely feel like I'm on the couch with this person. And feel free to jump in, Steph, because I know
I'm being pulled more towards the career aspect. So I didn't want to jump in as you were connecting with spirit.
Okay, don't worry. Do you know your dad's dad? Maybe my ex-husband's dad. Okay.
My ex's dad.
Okay. And so would you understand him being sick and laying down? I feel like the kids are running up and down, because I definitely sense that kids were in the home. Yes, you do. Okay, thank you. So I am working with you. Okay, thank you. And so I know that as I bring this more closer to my awareness, I feel like kids like running in, like the door is slamming, the screen door is slamming. I feel like the house is filled with a lot of love is what I have to my awareness with this person as well. I feel like you were someone who was cleaning, washing the dishes, because that's brought forward to me as well. They show me the backyard. So this home at some point would have had like a little yard going out, small fences. So the houses are very close to each other. I get the sense they're chain link fences around. It's like little patches of grass area is what I'm being brought forward to my awareness. And I feel like you could see through the outside of your window from the kitchen view is what they're showing me. And so as I see this, it's almost like I want to go outside. I'm washing the dishes, but it's like, his friend's name was Steve, I believe, and he died in the house. God bless you. Okay, so I'm very sorry. And so please know that this is spirit acknowledging the home, the property, the family, the love. And it's just like, this is the person that comes to your awareness, right? But they're stepping forward because you're also like me. And also because you are like me, they're helping you as you go through your journey, because you've helped so many people. Let spirit help you.
Yes.
There's a lot of healing coming in for you, a lot of energy around the legs coming in for you, and a lot of things to speak up, because you haven't expressed yourself in a while. So I definitely get the sense that I want to express, like you've seen so much, my love, that Mary, it's time to share what you've gone through, your life experiences is what I'm hearing. I get the grief, and that's like the cry. So I feel like there's a lot of heartache, babe. Write it down, journal it, get someone to speak to. Like, you have a lot to talk about, and spirit is holding your hand. I know that with work is going to be great, because I'm going to pass it to Steph to go into that future stuff so that you can tap into that for her.
Yes, I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Mary, when I tune in to your career, what I was picking up on, and I believe Debbie touched on this a little bit, is you do a lot for everybody else. And so I do feel like there's opportunities there for you, but you put your focus towards everybody else, and that you don't necessarily pursue or put the effort in to pursue things for yourself. It's a struggle of putting yourself first. And so what I feel like is you need to start bringing some things into balance. I do feel like a shift is going to start coming in, but you have to get that balance, and you have to allow yourself to focus on yourself and know, it's okay for me to focus on myself and go after things I want. I feel like within a career change, there are things that you have looked at, but you worry that you're going to have to sacrifice too much of what you're giving to other people. So look for that balance, keep putting in the work, because I feel like you have a really good foundation. It's just finding this balance with and more of a perspective of realizing you can do for yourself. That doesn't mean that you're not still doing and supporting others. And I feel like once that comes in, you're going to be more proactive about really seeking out things that you want, that you enjoy, not just in your career, but in your life as well. And then that's going to bring in those positive changes that you want. I do feel like there's going to be some ups and downs probably over the next 6 months. And I hate giving timelines, but I feel like this is part of that journey. This is part of coming into realizing some things that you have to let go of, maybe some relationships where you need to put in some more boundaries, and balancing it and pulling yourself to the forefront, not at the bottom of the list. So I hope that makes sense for you. Okay.
She's such a beautiful soul.
She is. She really is. And I feel like she just has so many people that really rely on her, that she needs to let herself rely on herself and do for her. So I like this next question from Karen. What do you do to prepare going into somewhere that has paranormal activity?
What do you do? Grounding is going to be the biggest medicine that you can give yourself.
Right.
Our people always are talking about protection, and they're talking about, negative energy, right? And
Yes.
it's really important. The more grounded we are, the more focused our star chakra, and the more healing we have done
Yes.
in our own self, that will allow our energetic bodies to be protected with the frequency and the vibration of that earth. Now, you also, for me, it's about staying grounded, staying present, and just letting the energy. I don't feel so much about like preparation of like protection other than the grounding part. But what I do to prepare is I actually ask spirit to attune my energy and frequency and vibration to the home, so that I actually am investing in the home, the property, the impressions, everything in the home. So I make the intent, I invite spirit world, but I also make sure to include the home and the impressions that are present that need to be brought forward. So making the intent to attune to the energy of the property that you're investigating.
Yes, I love that. And I do very similar, making sure I'm staying grounded typically. And it's funny because I'll be contacted and they'll be like, hey, can you do this? And the minute I connect, all of a sudden it's like download, like spirit plugs me in, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Like let's wait. We got a month, guys. Like, let's wait a little bit. But so it's the grounding, and places where maybe homeowners are very fearful of things that are going on. I make sure that I keep my perspective very present. Don't let that imagination, start wandering or let fear get a base. And that's part of that grounding. Just keeping an open mind, being very grounded when I go in to any situation, and keeping an open mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, keeping an open mind is important. Don't judge what you get.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you do cards, Debbie, but Keith is asking if you have a card for him or maybe a piece of advice.
Okay, Mr. Keith, he wants a card. Let's pull the card. Sure, I can pull a card for you, Keith. Actually, Keith, when I come to you, I want to pull a card that says release. That's what came out. And let's see, and ground your inner vision. So letting go, right, Keith? So letting go. Here's the release. Here's the grounding card and the inner vision. But when I come to this, like, if I feel into this, I definitely feel that you have this like multidimensional kind of a view. So you see things before it happens. So you're definitely clairvoyant. I definitely feel like you're like boom, 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 and it makes you a little bit nervous. So take away the fear. So really letting God or whoever you're connecting to, that Michael Archangel, that sword, just coming in, that frequency, that divine spirit, to release that energy and allowing that to clear and stay present. So because when you're seeing, it might be making you a little bit nervous. I'm not a doctor, nor am I diagnosing, but I definitely can feel that you're getting a lot of downloads, a lot of information. So it's about bringing it present, right? Yeah. So when we see something, this is important again. we're getting the downloads, the silver cord is flowing, and we want that energy. We just ask our angels to ground our silver cord to the earth star chakra. Just think of it as a plant. You're seeing all these good things about to come, but it needs the dirt, it needs the soil, it needs a place to give it structure to hold it together.
Right.
And so for you, Keith, all these great ideas, if they haven't happened, because I feel like there's been some struggle with things coming to fruition, really bringing it present. Really imagine that it's being buried. Imagine that it's in that dirt. Focus that energy and just imagine the crystal down below, and it is just covered with a lot of love and that frequency. And you can ask your angels to anchor it into that it is supported. And that's the same not only with what you're trying to manifest, but also what you're getting in your awareness, because I feel like you're definitely just getting a lot of stuff that's about to go down. So,
absolutely. That's awesome. I love it. And I pulled a card while you were talking for Keith, and it really ties in. I got growth. So it ties in with so much of what Debbie was saying. And I do think you're coming into this time of growth. I think trust is important, right? Like water. When you're got a plant and you put water, that trust is like that water. It's that basis that helps you grow. So as you lean into that trust, I think that growth comes. And I feel like this growth is not just necessarily a spiritual thing, but also within your personal life. So I think you're going to see some things where you've planted the seeds and hard work and things starting to come to fruition.
I love that. I love Keith. Much love to you, Keith. Hey, Alex. So nice to have you here, Papa. I had to give a little shout out. Thank you, Gail. I love that.
Courtney says, I'd love any advice. Any advice?
Do you want to start, or do you want me to go in?
You know, I will. I wasn't going to.
I feel like you had it.
As soon as I saw Courtney's and I was like, okay, she wants advice, I heard stop it. Like that was immediately like coming down from spirit. And so I apologize because I feel like, Courtney, this might be a little harsh from spirit, but I feel like there are choices and I really feel like this is around boundaries. So I feel like there are places where you are wavering with your boundaries, or you are making choices to keep people within your life, to keep people within your circle, because I don't feel like you like change. I don't feel like you like confrontation or that feeling of vulnerability. So not necessarily confrontation, but not using your voice, not clarifying your emotions, saying how you feel about things. And I feel like that's something that you really need to work on. You hold so much back. And what I'm seeing actually in front of you is like a wall. And I see all this glowing light like seeping out around the edges. And it's like, break down that wall and just let that light come out. Like I see it coming out from your chest, coming out from your heart. Do not feel like you have to dim your light or hide yourself because of what other people might think or how other people might view you. Just be you wholeheartedly. And I feel like that stop it really comes from, hiding some of that, not standing in your own power. And just, I feel like, and what I'm hearing is that you tend to settle. You tend to settle for things in life because you don't want to have to voice, or you don't want to create conflict. But there's ways to say, this is what I want, or, this is what I need, but not create conflict, use that voice. So I hope that helps you, Courtney.
God bless you, Courtney. You're such a beautiful soul. Like, I feel like all of a sudden I want to just work with ribbons. Like, like if you have little girls and you're just like putting the little ribbons, I'm going to put a little white ribbon on your hair, baby. Like, you're just so pure. We're just purifying you here, like spirit. But, for me, I was getting a spirit as you were doing her reading. I felt like she had a woman on the other side who would be like a grandmother to her. And I feel like this woman was a hard worker. I definitely feel like my arms were in there. Like if I had to do some dough or like tortillas, like my hand would be all up in there. So you're a go-getter, just like her, is the sense I get. And I feel like I want to go to mom's mom is who I want to acknowledge. Would you understand this, Courtney? Is mom's mom in spirit? I would love to validate with you so that, yes, thank you. Yes. Okay, thank you. Because I feel like with her, like, this is your personality. So sometimes it's like grandma is, thank you. That's okay, perfect. And this is who I'm working with. So I love, my apologies that she's in spirit, but I love that she's coming in because she makes me feel like she's taking responsibility for that. So you know how like you as mommies, like we be like, come on, let's go. We be rolling it like everybody get in the car. We ain't got time to play. And I feel like you're this person. You're like one that runs the ship. You're like, let's go. We're going to be late. We got things to do. And so she's like, this is because of her. She's like, she takes all credit. That's my girl. So not only is she your grandmother, but she also makes me feel like she would be very much like a mother for you. I feel like when you were sick, whether it's something that, there's something here with the chest, whether she would have battled something with the chest, but I definitely feel that there was some unsaid words because she's giving me an impression forward as if I couldn't speak at some part of my journey as well. She definitely does tell me that she loves you. I know that you resonate with butterflies as well. So I know that butterflies are also very significant. She either makes me feel that you saw a butterfly either 2 or 3 days ago. So I definitely get the sense that you either just saw or recognized a butterfly because this is the sense or the presence that she gives me. I do feel the grief that comes around her. So she was like my mom. She couldn't speak at the end. God bless you. Yes, a white one. Beautiful. And she's validating this for you. I know that also for her, the month of March and May are also very significant months for you. But I know that things happen very quickly, and she's telling me there was no pain at all. So please bring yourself a little bit of reassurance. She's bringing a blanket of protection. She's like, I'm fine. I'm right here with you. I got you. So like you have been going through it, my love. You have been going through some stuff, and she is definitely protecting you. So she is someone that would have either had faith in the santitos, the saints. Like I feel like she had her little prayers. I feel like I want to give you St. Jude for healing. I want to give you St. Joseph for work. I want to give you all these prayers. So like a rosary just comes forward. So I know that your grandmother was someone of faith is the sense I get. She gives me the name Christopher. So either this is St. Christopher or the name Christopher, because I have to also validate the name Christopher for you. I feel like Christopher is someone either you thought of or you've been thinking of, and I just got to say he's okay. So I feel like if there's been some distance in the family or some type of form of separation, please know that they're aware of this and they're bringing healing love forward to you guys. So as you continue your journey, my love, your grandmother's got you. Your personality is her personality. You got it from your mama. You got it from your grandma. Like, that's how you be rolling. Yeah, she definitely comes in. And, there's also a resemblance because she shows me you looking at the mirror and she's making me feel like she's making me feel like either you just looked at the mirror and she's looking at the resemblance of what you have, like how you look. At some point, she must have had her hair combed back, either like in a trenza in her younger days, because this is her showing me like, you having your hair done, your hair back, like you are resembling one another. If you've been trying to get a property or some home, please know that she's very much aware of this as well. And so I leave you with her love. Courtney, she says, thank you for taking care of me. Please tell your mother that I love her and I'm sorry. And the sorry is because she was a little bit of an aggressiveness, or like a little bit of a firecracker. We got that fire in us. And so I say us because I'm that same way. And your grandma definitely comes with the heat. So I'm going to leave you with her love, spirit's love. And I thank you, Courtney, for just letting me bring her forward with you.
I love that. And I want to throw out there, I don't know who this is for, but this is the second time now that this has popped in. I don't know if there is anybody out there that is listening that I feel like this is a dog. And I feel like this dog is probably older and hasn't been feeling well. And may be close to transitioning. So if this resonates with anybody, please let me know, because I do keep having this dog stepping in. I feel like the owner is struggling with knowing if this is the right time to help them transition. So I just want to, it keeps walking through my room and through my awareness. And so I just wanted to throw that out there. I hope that resonates with somebody. If it does, please let me know. And we will go back to that. So, all right. Carrie asks, does anyone step forward for me? Do you see any changes for me this year? Children, love, life, career.
Do you want to start or do
you can. I'm still with the dog.
You're still with the dog.
Okay. With the dog.
So Carrie Ann, does anyone step forward for me? A gentleman steps forward for you. I feel this gentleman that comes to me, to my awareness. I definitely feel like I'm what is it when you're in the ocean and you're wearing the white outfit, you're in the military? Is it that like a sailor, right? So I feel like he's in that Navy, like Navy, Marine. It's Marine. I had to think about it. And I feel like this person is stepping forward for you, Carrie. But you understand this. Oh, Maddie understands your dog, though.
Yeah, I see. I starred
Your
that.
dad. Okay, your dad, my love. May I work with you, if you don't mind? I feel like you asked him to come. So I definitely get the set Navy. Thank you. I do feel that you asked him to come. So he's stepping forward because you said, Dad, I really want to hear from you. And you kind of, I feel that you feel the love in this room right now. So he's saying that this is a safe place. You felt comfortable enough to bring him forward. So one, thank you for that as well, Carrie, because is acknowledging that. I know as your father steps forward, there's something here with the nose or something here that's happening with the sinus area is a sense I get. So give me 1 second as I allow him to come closer and just let me feel into what he'd like to say. I feel like either I'm cleaning the house or something, because I feel like either he was someone that was cleaning, because all of a sudden I'm seeing the broom, like I'm sweeping, I'm cleaning. Split. Oh, the screen went black for a second. Are you still here, Carrie? If I can work with you still. Okay, thank you. You were cleaning, because I definitely have to acknowledge, like I'm cleaning, like I'm there with you. And I feel like you've been thinking of what steps to do. So I know you had multiple questions here. Do you see any changes, children, love, life, career? But I feel like you were thinking not only about all these things, but I feel like, what is it that your heart desires, right? This is me asking you, not so much chiming in yet. For me, when I now psychically feel into this question, I want to bring you fun. I feel that life has been at a pause in a way where maybe at some point in your journey, you used to go out, used to like really go dance or have some fun. And I feel things have gotten a little bit serious for you, unfortunately, and I'm so sorry. But I want to give you some little nice high heels, and I want to give you some lip gloss because I want to give you some fun. So that's the first thing intuitively that I'm getting for you. I feel that you've either gone through some type of heartache or some type of breakup, which hasn't been easy for you. And I feel that you've been really doing some healing work around this. I also know that as I feel into this, your boundaries, not only boundaries, but you have raised your expectations of what you're willing to put up with. So congratulations to you, because your self-worth and your self-love is like on fire right now. Like you really have put yourself forward. As your father steps forward and he's just like, chases me around with peaches, and oh my gosh. I feel that your father is definitely holding space for you. But I feel like I want to bring in that little inner child, like fun again, because I feel like your father is talking to me about either like paper dolls or like playing with the doll houses or, putting the Barbies or the dolls together. So you must have, that movie that's out, the Barbie movie. I feel like either you just wanted to go see this or there's an acknowledgement of you getting ready and getting dressed to go be like this Barbie, because that's the impression that's being brought forward by your father. I feel like whatever heartache you're going through, you made dollhouses. Yeah. So I definitely feel that he's acknowledging this as well. I feel like as he comes closer, there's this a little bit of healing that's coming around your heart at this moment. And so as my spirit team comes closer, they're holding space for you as you go through your grief. I don't know if you they're making me have an impression as if either you wanted to make brownies or you just did brownies, because I have to acknowledge the brownies as well. There is this impression coming forward as sometimes you feel as if you're alone, but please know that he is walking right next to you. He makes me feel that the closer that he gets, the wind chimes move. So I feel like you either have some wind chimes that are by your door, but he's making me have the impression that the wind chimes move or the noise moves. Would you understand this, Carrie? You don't. I do have some. Do you understand? So this is his presence, is the sense I get outside my window. Perfect. Okay, so this is him validating that for you. I also know that he's so cute, because I feel like I'm taking off my shoes outside and I'm having a smoke. So either you smoke or you've been outside and you're just kind of like, I want to have that smoke. At some point, I feel like I'm out there and I feel like I'm holding on. I'm in my little shorts. And so you must go outside when you're a little bit frustrated. And that is where he's even with you more. When you're frustrated and you're out there, he's even present with you even more. He says, thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for loving me. But he says also, thank you for believing in me. So I'm going to leave you with your Father's love. And I thank you, Carrie, for just letting me hold space.
Oh, what a beautiful message. I see everybody popping in with their questions, and I wish we had a lot more time, but I do want to just quick touch base with Madison, because I feel like this is important, because this dog has been hanging out with me for most of the show. What they're showing me, what they're using me as an example is a medium-sized dog. So I feel like the dog coming over, because I have a medium-sized dog, and what she'll do is she lays her head on my leg, and she sits there and she just looks up with these big eyes. But I do feel like this dog is very connected to you. So what it's telling me is I feel like there have been times when you may have felt very lonely, or very not connected. And I feel like this dog was here, almost like a service animal. I feel like you had this deep connection, Madison, to the dog. So if you're still in here, let me know if this is making sense to you, because I just want to make sure that this is where this belongs. And what I'm seeing is as this dog is coming in, hi Rez, is that because it's okay, and it could be smaller, it's just how they're relating the emotion of the dog to me, with my dog, and that sense of when your animal looks at you and being almost like they're trying to talk to you, like when they stare right in your eyes, trying to connect with you, is really what I'm seeing. But I feel like there are some aging issues there, but I also feel like there may be the start of some underlying health issues. Where the concern coming in for the dog is I feel like you may have gone back or forth of if it's time to help the dog transition, or how you will handle it when that time comes. What I am seeing is this dog really coming in and wanting you to, they're more concerned about you being okay, because I feel like there is so much of that bond of them cuddling up with you. And I talk to my animals all the time, and that's what I'm seeing, like this connection, and they have really been there to help you through things. So they're wanting you to be okay. I don't feel like they are quite ready yet to transition. I do feel like you will know when it's time, but they don't want you to carry that guilt. Okay. And that's really what it's coming in as, isn't, because I know I've had to help my animals transition, and there is that guilt, is it the right time? But you will know. They're also, I don't know if their teeth bother them, but they prefer softer foods. I'm not sure if that makes sense to you, but they're showing me that they want softer foods. And I do feel like there's more laying down and resting. And so I feel like, I don't know if he has an extra, like a special blanket, but that comfort right now, he just wants to sit with you and be within that comfort, because he wants you to be able to make peace with him transitioning. And so just to know that he is here offering you a lot of love. He says he will let you know he is close, but I don't feel like it'll be this week, but probably within the next couple of weeks that he will come to you and he will be ready, but you will know. And so just know that he's very appreciative. He makes me feel like you found him. So I don't know if he was a rescue, but it's almost like he came into your life unplanned. And so he's just thanking you for giving him that life and taking care of him, because I don't feel like he was always in a space where he was really cared for. And so just know that there is that appreciation there. And a lot of people, sometimes struggle, but I do feel like this is a spirit that will come back to you. So in some other form, this spirit will eventually re-enter your life, and you will recognize that, because that's just the connection that you have with that animal. So thank you for letting me share that with you. Oh, my lovely, lovely Debbie. I've had so much fun talking with you, and just, I love watching you read. I love the energy and just how you connect and you bring that through. I just love it. I really enjoy you. Tell everybody how they can connect with you, where they can find you.
Well, thank you once, Stephanie, for having me as a guest on your show. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes. And anyone who can find me on Transcend with Debbie on all platforms. So on Fridays, I'm on SPTV UK, where I'm always doing free readings every Friday as well. So
I love that. And you do some go lives occasionally too, don't you? You just kind of
I do. I just pop in. The month of August, I will be slowing down. So my lives will all be only on SPTV or Derek Acor's page for August. After August, things will shift up for me in September. So we'll see where spirit takes me. But as of right now, I'm just taking things day by day. This month is just, we're only on day 2 of what did we?
Right.
Day 2 of August. You don't know.
We don't know where it's going to take us.
But y'all just look up for Transcend with Debbie and you'll find me.
I love it. And I thank you all, to all the viewers, you know, that come in and look for that connection and that education and just sharing and trusting us to share this space with us, whether we're giving you insight or connecting. We really, truly appreciate that and appreciate all of you. So I will not be back next week. Our producer has some things that have come up, but I'm actually kind of thinking maybe I'll pop on and do a go live. I don't usually do those, but I think Debbie's inspiring me. I can do it.
You can do it, girl. You got this. You just did.
I just did. So maybe you guys you'll see me at the same time, but just in a different format. But I will be back in 2 weeks, live right here on WLTK-DB. Make sure you guys check out the other shows on here. This is a great platform. It's a great place for really anything. It's not just all readings and paranormal. There's lots of great shows. So I hope you will check them out, support the network. And I saw some people said they've already hopped over to check out Debbie, but I hope everybody on here will also check her out. Thank you again for your time and for being here. It was wonderful. And for everybody tuning in, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Have a good night.
Most definitely. Take care, everybody. Thank you. Have a great night.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.